guys, man, we back for another video, and I told you I was gonna do some bangers for the month of May. I see it's coming hard, strong, and you already know what time it is, man. And I got my boy with me, Big Kev, aka Kevbot, aka the Glue-Roo God.
Oh,
Man, he is here with me. And Kev, introduce yourself.
well, I used to be terrible at this game, and then I picked up Subterror and just started saucing people. So like that's what's up. I am a very tall individual. I'm a 6'5" giant, about the size of a baby giraffe. But that's besides the point. We're here to talk to you about some Yu-Gi-Oh today, especially the Subterrors.
So, we see your opening hand, you got a Pot of Extravagance. We already know that's going crazy. You got a Phoenix. You got a, there can be only one. An Imperial Order and a DD Chrome. So, looking at your hand composition, I'm ready to show his opponents because I'm just looking at his hand composition and I just can't see him losing. So, let's get into this game. So, let's just hit the play button and see what happens. So, see your opponent hits you with the good luck, have fun, and you just start out with the negate. Like, you start out with negate. Like, that is by far the funniest stuff ever. Your opponent says good luck, have fun, you just say negate.
Dude, I always say negate. Like, okay, so my mantra kind of is like, if they say good luck, I'll tell them have fun. If they say have fun, I say good luck. If they do both, I just say negate because I'm playing a deck that most of the time when I go nuts has like 5-6 negates, so or / disruptions. So
yeah. Plus, I see you hit the city, so we know you got Guru popping off.
oh yeah.
So yeah, just Guru says city, clean flip, flipping set. Oh. I think you probably search travel off this. Even though I know you've been talking about Ume streaks a lot lately. You were saying like you like getting early Ume streaks online.
Yeah.
Just because like you win more games.
It just really depends. Sometimes you want to hold up like certain matchups, like they'll have hand traps like Salad. Against Salad, a lot of times I like to have double Fiendus. Just because, like, if you open, like, a, what's called, like, a final battle, you can be, like, have Guru, okay, flip Fiendus down, and then flip your Guru up, get a search, have another Fiendus in hand, and negate something on their turn. But then there's a lot of matchups where, like, you just really want to, like, search final battle instead. Like, there's so many variations. But certain, like, decks that don't really have, like, a ton of negations, or decks that, like, maybe have a little bit of negation, but not a lot, you can search like an early Uma when you have a Fiendus up, and then you can like city, flip Uma, they're trying to negate it. If it's not a counter trap, then you just Fiendus, set it back down, banish your monster, have a final battle, banish another monster on their turn. So it can be pretty decent.
So you're playing this deck and a special summon pudding Sessor. What were you thinking?
What card, sorry?
The pudding Sessor. The Madolche monster. Yeah. They just special summon the Madolche monster, and then after that, then they hit you with a Dark Ruler no more.
Okay, I just gotta get back up to that play.
Like I guess my question to you was, how did it make you feel when they Dark Ruler no more you?
Honestly, I was like a little bit shook, and then I'm just like, well, I can do this like a couple different ways. So basically, like, they just activate Dark Ruler more. I like thought for a minute and just pretty sure I flipped Imperial Order there, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
You ordered to stop it, so it gave you like an instant like. And then your opponent tried to put his trap face down after you negated it with Fiendus. He's like, oh, I'll just set it back down. It's like, nah, that goes to grave.
Yep.
Don't you
yeah, that's the funny part. Yep. So he's like Dark Ruler more. I just have main decked Imperial Order. Like, a lot of lists are not doing it, but there's so many matchups where you just need it. Like rogue decks, like it's not the greatest against Rock, but I mean, there's a couple cards in there. It's pretty good against Eldritch, but like you already have a good Rock matchup anyways. More Rogue decks though, like you just beat out Rogue decks with Imperial Order. A lot of times they'll have like you'll play against like Endymions and you just flip an Order or like what else like Invoked, like just flip Order, really anything that relies on spells, and they basically either lose the game right there or they have to waste a lot of resources getting rid of it. Most likely they'll have a Guru face up with the Fiendus, and you kind of just, made them go -2, -3. So that's my reason.
And then I see that he goes to battle phase, and he's like, damn, I shouldn't do that. And then he goes to the main phase, like, 2, and I'm just like, oh, damn. And the game's over that fast. Like, you just ended that game with the quickness. I think the game was, like, less than 6 minutes. From, like, the second, like, you set your cards to, like, then it was maybe 6 minutes max.
Yep, so
like,
won the game.
Glue-Roo. Yeah, so everybody else is like, they're like, oh, I'm a Guru or a Subterror, but like, what made you come up with the name Glue-Roo?
Oh, Glue-Roo. Okay, so it actually comes from I'm originally a Magic player, so was very very good at Magic at one point. Was on a team, and we kind of like a lot of us played this deck called Neobrand, and the joke with Neobrand is you combo off so long that your opponent is like so brain dead that they just eat glue, and it kind of became like a trend in the Magic community. Like when someone was comboing off, you'd be like, oh, I guess I'm gonna eat glue now. But the thing is, like, to me, besides like a couple rogue decks in Yu-Gi-Oh right now, there's not a lot of decks that like when they combo off it takes like fucking forever. Like, it's not like we're not really, Sky Striker's not really relevant anymore. I feel like the glue decks in Yu-Gi-Oh are definitely the control ones, and when I just like have 4 or 5 negates, I'm just making all of your plays seem pointless and all my plays seem extremely powerful. It makes your opponent just want to leave the table and pick up a bottle of Almaro's glue. So, like, to them that might seem better. Like, eating glue might seem better than playing against Subterror. That's kind of the point.
Yeah. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, this draw had to hurt because you turn off Block Dragon now, so now you make Block Dragon like little to like just very useless. Like, you can't get to 3 monsters anymore. You can't do much, and like it just seems like it hurt him like enough. Plus, like, I'm looking at your hand. You have like Guru. You have Fiendus, you have Strike, there could be only one, like, and you're playing against a rock deck. Like, there could be only one just seems like the nut.
Yeah, I thought it was the nut too. Not sure if I want to like spoil what happens here, but actually, in game 2 I just thought I had the nut, and he like. Going into this, I'm just like, okay, yeah, I got Droll, like, I'm going to do so well, but I guess we'll see what happens next, so yeah.
Yeah, like, I see he's, like, synchroing, making synchro plays, he has tokens, like,
I mean...
It just seems like he's trying to make plays, too, but...
Right. So, a little bit of...
Like, what's he go... Okay, he goes for the mess play.
Yeah. So, like, next play, but a little bit of spoil, I actually, decided to side out my Drolls, so I'll get to that in a minute.
Okay, so game two, you're saying that you actually end up losing.
Yes.
Like, do you have a hard time versus like the spam decks?
The what decks?
Like the spam decks, like the decks that you just put on a whole bunch of monsters and stuff.
Not really at all, honestly. Sometimes it can be difficult if they're going first, but really, like, sometimes, like, Droll will just, like, win you the game on turn 1. It sounds kind of crazy, but most of my like Swift 2-0s in matches are when I drop a hand trap and they just kind of their turn fizzles. So like a lot of those literally spammy decks, like the Rock deck, depending on their hands, Droll can be either really good or really bad. But like Ash and I found Crow are sometimes just better. So like the reason why I sided out Droll, but I kept like Crow in, even though like the Rock deck doesn't utilize their graveyard like a shit ton, is basically because when they make their ending board, not really their ending board, but when they have the guy that requires a water monster engrave, you can
Oh, the synchro.
just like yeah, the synchro, you can snipe out their water so they can't negate things. I'm pretty sure. I don't know the Rock deck like in very very well, but what I've found is that Droll is like 50-50. It's very potent in some hands against the Rock deck, and other hands it just really isn't. So I much prefer to be on Ash and DD Crow. And it's 3-3 and 3 in my build. I chose not to play Nibiru in the main because there's a lot of grind decks going around right now. Like, I mean, Salad, as far as on like online right now, Salad's prevalent. I've been seeing more Altergeist. There's even like decks that are kind of roguey, like Trap Tricks, or like even Weather Painters. Like, there's some of these decks that are just rising up to play lots of back row that you do not want Nibiru against. So I've put Nibiru into my side.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and I see right here you caught him with the Doki Doki thing.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh.
Yep. So. Just going through, yeah. I draw him on the
Yeah, I'm seeing with the Doki Doki thing.
Yep. I draw him on the first ad, and he actually was a very smart Rock player. He like completely played around my Droll. So like I know it does spoil the game a little bit, but I feel like this is a little necessary here, just to show that some people think Droll is just absolutely ridiculous against Rock, and it really isn't. Like, as I said, like, it just really depends on their hand.
Well, yeah, he's able to still pop
like,
off.
Also, like, they can just like, just really kind of depends. Like, sometimes just like maybe normal Guardian, and you're just like, fuck, I can't use my hand trap now. So hand traps can be hit and miss against the deck. I know they're like usually gonna link away the Guardian eventually, but like, you know, you play like 2 or 3 Guardians, so like it's probably pretty good to like against hand traps. So you can't really always rely on the Droll. It's something that's nice, but I feel like there's definitely better options.
Yeah. Like, I was just looking at his banish and stuff, and yeah, I'm looking at I was looking at what he was saying about Doki Doki and stuff and what he summoned, because this is like a somewhat big moment.
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Pokemon from hand, special summon. Yeah.
Yep, I would say. I know we're talking a lot about the Subterror here. I guess tips for like a Rock player though against Droll though is a lot of times like I don't know the Rock deck like amazingly well, but I know that there are ways just to play around Droll. You don't always have to add cards like when you need to. Like you can always hold up cards in your hand to add. That way, like, you're not missing on effects. So, like, honestly, the Rock deck, what's great about it is it can special summon so much without having to add from deck. So, like, Black Dragon, it's insane. It probably needs to be banned. But at the same time, like, the Rock deck still doesn't need it. I feel like it'll still be great. So, and this is like
I think the best card against the Rock deck is Spear Mode.
Yeah, totally. And I feel like I don't play Spear Mode just because I'm just not I've never played Spirit Mode. I'm just not like really a huge fan. It sounds kind of nuts, but like I'd rather play Nibiru. I don't exactly remember if Nibiru won me my third game or not. I don't think it did, but I've had games in the past where I've Nibiru'd them, they've been left with the token, and like, yeah, they can link it away or whatever for some rock thing, I don't know. But what I do know is a lot of times their borders like obviously just stop dead by Nibiru, and you're just able to like have a 3k beater and like summon an Uma, flip it up, banish the token, and they're left with nothing. So I feel like it's player preference, because definitely Sphere Mode gives them a little more time to recover, like there's a couple turns. So when Nibiru, 3k beater, usually I'm getting rid of the token anyways. So that's where I see it.
Yeah. Like, this matchup just seems so difficult for like the Guru player. Like, it just seems like so tough. Like, he has like all these negates and cards, and he plays cards like Twin Twister, and in fact just Twin Twister. So I'm guessing just one right here because he has the twin.
Yep. No, actually, that's what I thought at first.
Yep.
What I thought at first.
No, I'm saying at the end phase. At the end phase is where he scooped. But yo, guys, I want to give you a shout out and stuff. Make sure you guys go check out Kevin on SoundCloud. Kevin Dwan. He's doing big things over there. Make sure you check out also my boy Zack Sitek. Arthur Phoenix, he's also on SoundCloud. He dropped his EP about a month ago. Check it out. Kevin's working on his EP right now, so make sure you guys go check those out. If you're looking for any type of beats or anything that have some really nice beats, especially if you're looking for something kind of lo-fi, check out Kevin. Kevin is the lo-fi guy.
Okay.
And he's also dabbling into some other stuff as well. So make sure you go check him out on SoundCloud.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So as for back to the play, where like he did have the twin. So like we are gonna talk about like. At first, when I first started picking up Subterror, roughly around like January, I absolutely like hated playing against Rock. I know Rock wasn't like necessarily out yet, but like just like thinking of the idea of it was just like kind of sucky to play against. Once I actually like started playing it against it more and more, and it got more popular online and became a meta deck, I realized that like. If you go first and you open either summon limit or there can only be one, and like one negate and one monster, usually you just have the game because like it sounds kind of crazy, but they just play so many enablers and a lot of them are rock. So you just like they make their 2 monsters and usually they need 3 monsters to go off, aka go into like Crystron, Needlefiber, or you go into the Rocket Seas, and there's just a lot of times where like a summon limit will do the trick, but you'd probably rather have there can only be one. Because
let me just say
the reason I say that is they can like kind of stall with a summon limit, and I know summon limit like forces them to go through more things. But there's also a smaller window of opportunity with summon limit, like you basically chain out on their second summon, but with there can only be one, it can be a little more risky because you want to see how much you can capitalize. But so it just kind of really depends on the situation. But my point is, if you have a Fiendus, if you have a Strike, if you have some sort of negate going first, a monster, it can be Guru, it can be a Nemesis Archer, or just like a couple hand traps, and the 2 best traps in the deck, there can only be one of the summon limit and like some hand traps, or those a negate and a monster. You're in a very good spot. That's what I found. Going second, as I said earlier, can be a little rougher, but you just gotta. What I found is like against a rock deck, you wait until they combo off just a little bit, and then you do a disruption, because if you negate like the first thing, it's usually just bait. Like they just baited your hand trap. but if you go for too long, then they've made up board presence. So I like to stop them right in the middle of their plays. So
that makes sense.
And that can really be applied to most decks. Now, one thing I've learned playing Subterror is, I think card advantage for you is everything, but card advantage for your opponent is also everything playing Subterror. You're a +1 deck. You're like a +2, +3 deck, but I like to think of Subterror kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh, which I actually played a lot back in the day. I remember my first invite probably ever, besides like stupid tier 0 formats, would be Yu-Gi-Oh in Shadal Satan IBA format. That's something very interesting because I played that deck like way past its prime, and just like being able to get card advantage, like card advantage is wins in Yu-Gi-Oh. Like it's been proven time and time again. I feel like Subterror has a lot to do with Yu-Gi-Oh, like just not splashable in any manner, but the playstyle is something I'm very attuned to. I've played a lot of those decks over the years, the Tower Knights.
I love
those.
Yu-Gi-Oh was my deck.
Yeah. But yeah, basically what I'm relating it back to is all those decks had like a couple things in common. You know, like they all have very consistent for their time +1 engines. And the thing that puts it over the top is Hidden City. So like, you know, Hidden City, activate it, add a Glue-Roo, that's already a +1. Because you have your Hidden City on board, you just added a monster. All you gotta do is set that Glue-Roo, activate City, you can activate both effects in the same turn. You can just flip the Glue-Roo, that's +2, like, to your board state. You may not be getting all that card advantage in the hand, but that's okay, you want it to devote to the field too. So, just great all-around choices.
Man, I just watched this moment right here where all you have is a Fiendus, Matrix, and a trap, final battle.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched your opponent just have to set a monster, set a back row, and like just pass. And I see you draw the Gravedigger's Trap Hole. Now listen, that card is nut.
It is not.
Because now if he gets Block Dragon stuff, like you can just kill. Yep. And like now you can just switch Matrix to attack and like just start taking his life over.
Right.
And the scary and that's the scary part about this deck is that the more time it has, the scarier it gets.
Mm-hmm.
Because like if it has time, it can just do so much nonsense.
I mean that can be true about like really any deck. Like the more time you give it, the more options it has. Not all decks, but like a lot of them. I feel like with Rock, you're really just trying to go off as fast as possible and just really take care of their stuff. The thing I like about Subterror is it's very incremental. So you can start out with a great board and just win the game, but some of these like more like less opportune boards, they can get honestly pretty nail buddy. There's been times where I'm at like 200 life and I come back and just like kill them. Like I think Subterror is one of those decks where it's it like really doesn't care about its lifetime much. Like some people would argue, you want to like hold on to your judgments. Really, you're just worried about card advantage the entire time. So, like, especially in the past couple of days, there's been several games where I have just flipped a judgment on like something that the average player wouldn't flip a judgment on. Like I flipped judgment early game against Invocation and one against Invoke players, and they're just like they go like LOL in the chat, and then they end up losing. Because what I found, especially in Subterror, is you're less worried about like negating certain cards. You want to make sure that you're getting card advantage. So like, I mean, sometimes it's a risk you're willing to take. Other times, you're looking to negate a lightning storm. You're looking to negate something else. But the Phoenix works just fine at that. So.
Yo. And yo, I appreciate you, man, talking about all the knowledge of the Glue-Roo. Y'all just watched this match. Y'all seen that you can't beat the Rock deck with Glue-Roo. You just gotta play well. You just gotta outthink him. Just gotta outsmart him. That's gonna be the end of this video. We are gonna be doing some more videos. I'm gonna be probably watching some matches, commentating on some other matches, probably some live stuff, just or whatnot. But thanks for sticking with us this whole time. You learned a bit about the deck and more or less like got into the mind on like the Glue-Roo guy, and now you see like how he approaches matches and what he thinks. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and as always, feel the